Hey y'all, welcome back to Convos with Bree. I'm Bree, Bree, and today is day 86 of the Visibility Challenge. Today I wrote a reflection called Unconditionally. Yesterday I was at the gym and I went in just completely unsure of what I wanted to even do, what I wanted to work out. I was just I'm still getting used to this new gym. And so I'm trying to also catch what's pulling my energy. Where am I feeling like I want to be? Because I talked about this in the last couple of days where when you come back from something, when you are stepping back into this familiar space with your new understandings and you want to apply this new logic, and it doesn't typically, at least for me, it typically doesn't fit into what I used to do. Something about the way I used to do things needs to change. And a lot of the time, because I process things in such a way that it feels like it connects to every part. So essentially, everything I'm now doing and thinking is different than what I was doing before. The way I'm thinking about working out, the way I'm feeling about it, the way that I'm being aware of all of my thoughts, not just the good ones, not just the bad ones, all of them. I'm checking the balance. I'm seeing who I am right now, and I'm allowing myself the space to be fully aware of that. So I give myself the freedom to show me, what do you want me to hear? What do you want to try? And in order to let your body lead over your mind, you have to be able to follow the energy and just let yourself flow. So I went in yesterday with that intention of just letting myself be in an entire vibe in the gym. And I found myself standing in front of TRX. Those bands were just calling my name. Was actually at a gym where I worked and I trained TRX and I never got to use it. So I'm certified, but I never really got to use it. And I haven't, honestly, I didn't want to use it because I didn't have enough experience in it. I understand a lot about it. I understand how to use it. I understand what they needed me to understand. I could go and train it and just do a class, but I don't like to do that. I'm certified to teach a lot of things, but I'm only comfortable teaching them if I have extensive knowledge in how to actually do it. I don't necessarily think that I should be looked at as a teacher, I guess, when I feel like I still have so much to learn. Granted, that's also something that I'm learning to work in a new lens. So I'm in this place of transition, big life altering transition, where everything kind of feels like I'm untethered or I'm not quite landing what I'm wanting to say or do. And I just feel like a beginner, like I'm learning. And I think that the best classes that I've ever taught have always been ones that I get fully immersed in before I just go try to teach it. And something about TRX it was just overwhelmingly calling me, like in a way that I could not miss, that this is where my body wants to be. Even my mind was like, yes, this is where we want to be. So I picked up those straps and I started to work out and I started to play around with it and figure out how it feels now in this body, in this version of myself. And y'all, my goodness, it felt phenomenal. I felt like there were parts of my body that were literally just melting with happiness, with, oh my gosh, I've needed this off of me for so long. I was able to get in these deep stretches and into this deep movement. And it took all the resistance that I needed, like off of the places I needed it. It allowed me to feel stabilized in the places that without those straps, I don't feel confident in the movement. So my nervous system never shuts off because it's worried that I'm going to get hurt. And it's working so hard to make sure that I'm not going to tweak something or fall out of balance and really mess myself up. So it gives me the stability I need to correctly do the movement. And that helps me strengthen in the areas that are weak, the areas that couldn't do that on their own. It feels so good. I am definitely going to play around here for a while. The TRX and I are we're going to have a love affair. And I always used to call it a TRX machine, but that's not what it's called. And so sometimes I catch myself still wanting to say that. And so that's tripping me up a little bit. I got to remember terminology and everything. But it's been a while. But I'm telling you, I am excited. I am excited to play around here. I am excited to explore this. And I'm excited to see where it goes. And when I was using it the other day, I got into this absolutely just hypnotic state. It felt so good. I felt so strong. I felt so right where I needed to be. And that's when I heard it. I heard that my body didn't deserve conditions. And it really caught me off guard. I really found myself repeating that. My body doesn't deserve conditions. And this truth was just landing within. And it's funny because it feels like my chest is opening when I have these moments of raw, honest, real truth within myself. And I knew that was accurate, which means I believe that I give myself conditions. And I was trying to think about what conditions I give my body. But it's in writing about this experience, it's more that I'm giving my body conditions to have permission. Permission to move, to feel, to be free in my skin. And I started realizing that I do this all over my life. While I was working out, there was a moment where I was doing one specific set of movements, and I was acutely aware all of a sudden of how my body must look to the other people in the gym. And even though there wasn't that many people in the gym, all of a sudden when I first got up there and I saw there wasn't a lot of people, I was so excited. But then all of a sudden, when I'm doing these specific moves, I felt like there was 1,000 people in the room now. I felt like all these eyes were on me, but that was just me. It was just me suddenly being aware of the body that I am in and suddenly having an issue with the body that I am in, and then allowing these self-conscious thoughts to flood my entire system. And it was enough to knock me out of my trance. It really was. And when I got back into the trance after I walked myself through what was happening and what I was noticing and my own patterns, what was I seeing here that was reoccurring? Because this is why I allowed myself to just gain weight back. I know how hard that is on my body. I know how bad it feels. But I really felt like it was necessary because being in my body that moved well still didn't feel great. And I didn't feel great about any of it. And I was really struggling to find the lesson in that body. And I just knew that if I came back and I just let myself do what I wanted to do and just be off for a while, I knew that when I came back, it would be like this. It would be full of observing myself, my own patterns, figuring this out, connecting these pieces, healing deeper than I ever have yet to this day. I know what it entails because I've done this so many times before. It is just peeling back those layers. It is applying new perspectives and new lessons and all of these things. And that's what changes everything. And I didn't want to give my body conditional permission anymore. I wanted my body to feel free to be a body. I want my body to feel like I'm a good place to be, like I'm a good person to be with. I don't want my body hating my soul. I don't want my mind hating my body. I want everything to be in alignment, spiritually, emotionally, all of it. So I walked myself through that moment, and I just, instead of trying to fix it right away, I just allowed myself to be aware of how I was feeling, what I was feeling, and what it was doing to me in that moment, what it was doing to my day. I was paying attention to everything. What did that moment affect? And it affected everything. The rest of my day, I was thinking about that moment. I was thinking about all of the areas that I have previously given conditions to. I was thinking about how it has affected my choices and the decisions that I've made and all of this, my emotions, everything. And at first it felt like a lot. And then I remembered, I don't have to figure this all out right now. This is just one piece of the puzzle. And it's something that's going to be processing in the background from this moment on. I don't have to force myself to carry it. I can set it down. It's here with me now. This knowledge is within, and I'm aware of it. So I no longer have to stress trying to carry it because I know that it will come back to me whenever I need it. And it will always be accessible. in some way, shape, or form from this moment on. So I took a breath and I relaxed. And that was when I got back into it and I was able to see this and feel this and be in that moment and just enjoy it. I enjoyed every single second I spent doing TRX and just allowing myself to just be. Every single moment is an opportunity. It's an opportunity to do something different than we've done before, to be more aware, to give ourselves more grace and more empathy, more love, more understanding, more care, more honesty. It's about genuinely connecting within and liking who you are, inside and out, all the time, all the way through. And whenever you discover somewhere that it makes you cringe, it makes you not feel so great, it stirs up something from the past that you don't like, it stirs up an emotion or a memory or whatever it is. Those are the moments we greet. We're glad they're here. They're trusting us enough to emerge, to surface, to show us where we've been hurting, where we've been hiding. We're trusting that we're no longer the enemy, that we don't have to hide from ourselves, that we can be honest and vulnerable and completely real, completely who we are in this moment. And that's what happened to me yesterday. I dove into that deeply. And I'm saying, standing in that gym, TRX and me, we changed things. We legitimately changed things. And it's such a beautiful reminder because it is so full circle for me that this has tried to make its way into my life numerous times over the years. And now here I am, ready, finally, to use all of the information I've absorbed over the years about this specific way of training. And now I get to go in and I get to discover it for myself. And I'm excited to. I'm excited to learn. Once I learn it, it's like it just takes off. It's like every piece just fits and I don't have to do anything but be naturally curious and explore and enjoy. And it just all works together. It's one of my favorite things. And this is one of the first times I can see it happening from this vantage point. And I just think it's really cool. So it reminds me that nothing that is meant for me will miss me. And TRX reminded me of that in a big way. So y'all just use this as your reminder that it all works out. It just all works out. Be here now.